Well, welcome for afternoon yoga. We are going to begin with a restorative pose where we elevate the legs up on the sofa, a chair, on the ottoman, on whatever it might be. And I'm going to show you how I do that here using this sofa and also a folded blanket. And the reason that I'm using a folded blanket is a couple things. One is that this is a hardwood floor that I'm teaching on, but also when we have a folded blanket, we take it like this and it supports the back of the pelvis and the sacrum. And it puts a little bit of a lumbar curve in where for some people during the day, let's say sitting a lot at your job or not having a good awareness of your posture, that lumbar curve can tend to get kind of flattened in an unhelpful direction. So we take the blanket and place it somewhere just a couple of inches from the sofa in this case. And then you put your hips on it sideways and roll into the position. Place your legs up on the sofa or again, the ottoman or a chair, and check that your blanket is comfortably placed under the back of the pelvis and the sacrum. If you're wearing glasses, you can take them off. And then open the arms out into a T shape. Roll your head a little bit side to side, left to right. And then let that get very still. Bring your head to center. And start bringing awareness into all the places where you have the support beneath you. And let's begin with the delicate forms of support. So notice the backs of your knuckles. And any part of the back of your hand, right or left, that is touching the ground. And notice any part of your forearms supported by the ground. And it might be that the back of your hands are only touching at the knuckles. And the back of the forearms may only be touching as you get closer to the elbows. And notice how the elbows give themselves to the floor. And which parts of your elbows and your upper arms are touching the ground. And notice as you travel through the upper arms, awareness now comes to your shoulders and your shoulder blades. And notice how the once delicate sensation at the back of the knuckles becomes a deeper kind of sensation as you get to the heavier shoulders, shoulder blades, and upper back against the ground. And travel from the upper back down to see which parts of your mid back touch the floor and which parts are not touching. No need to make any changes, we're only observing. And then notice the lumbar spine and the lower back, that which is touching and that which is not touching. And come down to the sacrum and the pelvis, noticing where you have support from your blanket. And then notice your legs, the hips to the knees, may not be touching any support. And you might first notice support again at the backs of your knees and down your calves and to your heels. And again, we're simply becoming aware. These are the sensations where we're supported here in the present moment. As you notice these areas of support, give your mind to the sensations and tell any part of your mind that wants to wander off into the future or the past that just for right now, our attention, our focus is right here, these sensations. So to the parts of the mind that like to wander, they go kind of hither and thither, here and there, giving them a gentle assignment of noticing the sensations of the connection to the floor. This assignment is a way for those parts of the mind to connect into the present moment. Now, keeping this restful attitude for the mind, it need not solve problems and it need not go to the past to review nor to the future to plan. Let's bring the right knee into the chest and clasp your hands behind your right hamstring. Keep the left leg relaxed where it is. And as you hug your right knee in towards your chest, let your shoulders drop back down towards the floor. And then raise your right heel up towards the ceiling, keeping your thigh snug to your chest wherever it happened to start. So you need not straighten the right leg entirely. The hamstrings prohibit that. You just take the right leg to where it's able to go to and breathe into the sensations of stretching from your right hip to the back of your right knee to your calf and your heel. And as you breathe in, I'm going to ask you to say to yourself, may I feel safe. And as you breathe out, you can say to yourself, and may I feel grounded. So may I feel safe. May I feel grounded. And then please bend your right knee and release your right leg back up onto the sofa or the chair. And relax both arms and just spend a few moments noticing. If you say to yourself again, may I feel safe? May I feel grounded? While you're watching your body recirculate down your right leg, you can start getting a sense of the leg believing that you want to feel more safe, more grounded. And then your legs don't have to feel like they're on the ready for the fight or flight reaction. Let's bring the left knee into the chest. Clasp your hands behind your left knee. Hug your knee in towards your shoulder. And as you're breathing in and breathing out, during the inhale, you can say to yourself, may I feel safe. During the exhale, may I feel grounded. Now you're doing this with a loving voice tone. It's a voice tone like a prayer for your wellness, for your well-being. There's no criticism in this. On the inhale, we're simply saying, may I feel safe. On the exhale, may I feel grounded. And then start to take the left heel up towards the ceiling, whatever amount your left leg can do for straightening. Only go so far into that stretch as you feel you can still breathe. And accept the mantra, may I feel safe. May I feel grounded. And then you're going to bend the left knee. Let's take the left foot back to the sofa. Relax your arms out to the side. And as you say this offering of wellness to yourself, may I feel safe, may I feel grounded. Notice how your left leg is recirculating energy from your hip down your leg into your foot and back. Now let's stay where we are, but we're going to put the blanket aside because the next pose should not be done with the blanket. So if you'll take it to the side and reach for your yoga strap, we're going to take the right foot up in the strap and then place your right hand in the strap also. And as you hold the strap, I'd like you to keep the left leg really relaxed on the sofa. Open your left arm out to the side, not running into your kitten. Okay, rotate your right knee and your right toes to turn to the right and start opening your right leg slowly to the right. We only go out to the right so long as we're not actually tipping over. And for some of you, it's going to help if you hold the extra tail of the strap with your opposite hand. So you have an opportunity here to practice discernment, which means how deeply into the pose do you go before you're tipping? So you're preventing tipping. And as you breathe into the right leg now, I'm going to ask you to say to yourself, may I have courage? May I have strength? During the inhale, you can say, may I have courage? And during the exhale, may I have strength? This is the courage and strength that we need, not only physically, but even more so mentally or emotionally, to be courageous and to have strength. And then raise your right leg back up to center. Loosen your left hand from the strap if you were using it. Let's take the strap off of the right leg and place it back on the sofa or the ottoman. And notice again, now you say, may I feel safe, may I feel grounded. And then let's take the left foot up in the strap and place your left hand in there with your left foot. For anybody who might want to use the tail of the strap with the right arm, go ahead and have that at the ready. Otherwise, you can start with your right leg relaxed on the sofa, the right arm out to the side. Rotate your left knee and toes to your left. And go only so far that you're not tipping over. That's why you might reach for the yoga strap to give it a little bit of extra support. And during the inhale, we say, may I have courage. Like you can think of that as a synonym for the word brave. May I have courage. May I have bravery. And during the exhale, may I be strong. You can say to yourself, may I have strength. So it's the courage to stay with your recovery, the courage to make the good choices, the skillful or healthful choices, and the strength not to be in a way hijacked by or tempted by old patterns that would be unhelpful for you. And then with your next inhale, raise your left leg back up to center. Release your left foot from the strap. And as you lay your left leg back on the sofa or the ottoman, return your mind to the mantra, may I feel safe. May I feel grounded. And then bring your knees towards your chest, please, and roll to your side. And you can use both hands to come back up to kneeling. This is my co-teacher today, Nakula. He's demonstrating the facing to the east pose. He's facing in a certain direction. So when we add a little mantra to the practice, we're using one phrase for the inhale, another phrase for the exhale. This is a way not just of giving the physical body a yoga practice, but giving the mind something to hold on to, so it's not, as I said before, reviewing and planning and going hither and thither. So if any mantra that I might suggest is not quite the right one for you, you can substitute the words in there. These are just suggestions. Okay, so what we're going to do now is take a position where we go to the floor, and I have to ask Nakula to face a different direction in a moment. So go ahead and open up a blanket if you need one. Place it on the floor like this. And then we're going to be lying on the stomach. And so what I'd recommend is that when you lie down, You see how the blanket has an ending here? That's a place where you could put the pelvis and then the legs would go beyond. That's why I've got to ask him to move. Okay, and please lie on your stomach. And make a little pillow of your hands for your forehead and turn your head to your right. As you turn your head to the right, just take a couple breath cycles to transition to being on the floor. And when you inhale, allow the back of the waist to expand, the sides of the waist can expand. Let the breath be very nourishing. And when you exhale, see if you might be able to exhale relatively completely without being too forceful. Notice that in this position, which is called Makrasana, your body will tend to breathe from the floating ribs down, and it will tend not to be breathing in the heart and chest region. And so this is one of the ways that we can kind of restore the diaphragmatic breath. Keeping your relationship with your diaphragm there. Come up to your forearms in what we call Sphinx pose. Aim the legs straight back behind you. And for the first few moments, just relax your body in this position. You don't have to make a big effort of it. And as you relax the physical body, start noticing the breath body. Is it possible that the inhale may still support the diaphragm, low belly, the pelvis, mid-back, and yet might the breath also start including the chest and the heart? And then tone your legs, energize the muscles, root the tailbone down, lift your heart, set your shoulders back, reach up through the crown of your skull. And let's practice again, noticing, is it possible for the breath to be initiated by the diaphragm, include the pelvis, include the low back, the sides of the waist, the mid-torso, and then include the heart. And as you inhale, I'm going to ask you to say, you can, of course, make a substitute phrase, but you could use the phrase, may I be optimistic? And on the exhale, the phrase, may I be willing? Now, keeping the breath smooth and your leg muscles engaged, walk the elbows forward and hold the sides of your head so that you're holding around the ears. Put the index fingers behind the ears, the other 3 fingers in front of your ears, and hold kind of the hinge of your jaw with the heels of your hands. Walk the elbows forward so you're lifting the base of the skull and making space for the cervical spine. And now notice what the breath can do here. When you're breathing in, you say, may I be optimistic. Notice the fullness the breath might accomplish in this position. This is a pose that we use to help people who've been struggling with asthma, and therefore can help any one of us where we struggle with full body breathing during the day. On the exhale, you say to yourself, may I be willing. So the inhale, may I be optimistic, requiring a little bit of energy and commitment. The exhale, may I be willing, requiring both energy but also surrender. And then walk your hands back to make the pillow that you had before. Turn your head to your left this time. Deeply relax the physical body and notice what your breath does once again. As you're breathing in, where does the breath expand? As you're breathing out, how does the breath surrender? Do one more breath cycle. Breathing in, may I be optimistic. And breathing out, may I be willing. And then place your hands beneath your shoulders and press yourself up to table pose. We're going to do cat and cow pose. I've got an extra demonstrator here for the cat pose, but we're not doing that form of cat pose. We're going to do the active form of cat pose. So as you exhale, press down through your arms and bring your spine into cat pose. Notice the back hemisphere of your body and expand like a parachute in the back body. And now as you exhale, lift your sitting bones, take this pubic bone back between the inner thighs, bring your heart forward and lift your gaze. This is called cow pose. And let's transition with the exhale again to cat pose. And breathe in cat pose. Exhale to cow pose. And then exhale to cat pose. So we're doing one breath cycle in each position. When you exhale, you can say to yourself, may I surrender or may I let go, whatever that's going to mean for you. When you inhale, you can say, may I receive. You might notice that we are doing the exhale mantra first. May I let go, may I surrender, and then the inhale, may I receive. And sometimes letting go has to precede receiving. And then the next time that you complete an exhale and you're coming into some readiness for it, please sit back to kneeling. The pose is called Badrasana. Do not sit on your kitty. Come into Badrasana. And then reach for a folded blanket or a bolster to sit on. And placing the blanket or the bolster, you can come to sitting cross-legged. So in a cross-legged position, we're going to start with the ankles crossed here like this. And yes, we do have, hi, Nakula. He's my assistant, but he's not paying very much attention to how you're doing with the class. I think he has full confidence in you that you're doing the yoga appropriately. They look good, right? Okay, so when we sit cross-legged, we generally want the knees in this position right now to be about the same height as the hips. So if for you that means sitting up on another blanket or sitting down a little bit lower, go ahead and make what you need to be supportive. Bring the left hand across to your right knee and walk the right hand around behind you. Now, as we're twisting to the right, look over your right shoulder. And notice when the breath comes in now, it's possible that your inhale, you're going to feel it in the pelvis and the belly. When we were on the floor, you kind of reestablished that connection with the diaphragm. So see if the breath can be there in the lower part of the abdomen, like below your belly button, and in the mid torso. And possibly the top of the inhale is going to come up into the heart. We're going to use the same mantra. So on the exhale, may I let go, or May I surrender. May I release. You can use that word too. On the inhale, may I receive. May I receive. And then exhale and come around to face forward. Drop your hands to your lap. Now let's change the cross of the ankles so you can do each side. So cross whatever ankle was in front now goes behind. Bring your right hand across to your left knee. Walk the left hand around behind you. And as you twist to your left, look over your left shoulder. And really notice where the breath is. It's something that we do have an internal leadership with, and on behalf of our healing, on behalf of our well-being. So with the in-breath, sense it in the lower third, the middle third, and then maybe even into the upper third of the chest. So low third of the torso, middle third, upper third. And when you're exhaling, consider which words help you the most. You can say, may I release, may I let go, may I surrender, whatever is going to be helpful to you. And the inhale, may I receive. And I truly wish this for you. May you receive all that you need, guidance and love and connection, warmth and empathy. May you receive. May you let go or release the tension or the false perceptions about yourself, or release the residue of shame or anxiety. May you receive on the inhale. And then with an exhale, come around to face forward. Bring your hands down to your lap, and let's check in again and see how are things feeling. Now we're going to bring a chair onto the yoga mat, or for some of you, you could use the edge of your sofa, I suppose. I'm going to get my chair and place it on my mat, and it goes where Nakula is. So we'll see what he does with this transition. You place the chair, so the seat of the chair is going to face the center of your mat. How you doing there, Nakula? Okay. Yeah, seems all right. Okay. So what we're going to do here is then pad the front of the chair, because the chairs, these yoga chairs have a metal front to them. So I'm going to recommend that you take an extra blanket, or take the blanket that you've been using if you have only one blanket, and place it over the chair for padding, like this. And then if you have a bolster, you can put it in front of your chair and take a seat on it. If you don't have a bolster, you could sit on a little cushion. You could also choose to sit on another folded blanket or a couple of yoga blocks. Okay, so bring the right knee in snugly and take the left leg out straight like this. Cross your left hand around to your right thigh, and then with the right arm, come across and hold the chair. Now I happen to reach across to the opposite arm of the chair all the way around. That might not be everybody's capacity, so hold where you can. And as you snug the knee in towards the chest, lift up with your heart. And let's check and see now, what is the shape of the breath? Right? What is the shape of the inhale here? We do have some pressure against the torso with the thigh being there. And so my hope is that the breath expands to the sides and the back of the torso. Like you're giving a bath to the organs from the inside. And you can again say for yourself, on the exhale, may I release. You could say, may I release judgment or criticism, pressure or perfectionism. And then on the inhale, may I receive like the deep knowing that I'm going to be okay, that I'm inherently a good and worthwhile person. And then with an exhale, we're going to release from there. Now, as you release this time, for a few moments, we're going to sit cross-legged. And notice that the temperature of the right arm is going to change a little bit when you take your twist and you unwind it. What happens to the circulation going down the right arm into your right hand? Your body's rebalancing the circulation. It's rebalancing this blood supply that goes out to your hands. And earlier, we were doing that with your feet. And that rebalancing is a way of asking the nervous system to come from sympathetic to parasympathetic. Okay, so now bringing the left knee in snugly, wrap your right hand around. And then bring the left arm across to hold the chair. Notice the shape of the breath. You can kind of enjoy the pressure of your thigh against your chest. It's actually helpful for digestion to have the organs get a kind of wringing out or a little squeezing. During your exhale, you can use the phrase, may I release, may I surrender. For example, you could surrender a craving, or you could surrender the habit of agitation, or surrender the habit of pessimism even. You can say, may I receive on the inhale, receiving things like connection or empathy or warmth. And then releasing again, let's come to sitting cross-legged. And notice when you return, what happens with the circulation down the left arm. And pay attention, even if it's really subtle. Your body is balancing from sympathetic to parasympathetic nervous system. And then please bend both knees and place your feet flat on the floor. And I'll show you why we got the chair and why did we pad the chair. Okay. So when we sit up tall now, we want the shoulder blades, or the base of the shoulder blades here, to be kind of near to the front edge of the seat of the chair. And you're going to place the upper back there. We pick up the hips. Lay your head back on the chair. Walk the feet out until they're stable, like this. And then hold on to the seat of the chair behind your head. And to hold on to the chair there, put your fingers so that they go down the back of the chair, and the palms of your hands are going to be facing towards your head. Squeeze the elbows in towards each other, and let's keep the shoulder blades on the chair. Make a commitment that you're not moving the upper torso, even as you begin to lower your hips down towards the floor. Okay, so while keeping the upper back, shoulder blades, shoulders really stable. In that place just below the edge of the chair, you're asking for some flexibility in the spine. Relax right across the floating ribs and the solar plexus and down into the abdomen. And during the inhale, you might again say, May I receive. May I be open to possibilities. May I welcome what's to come. And think of this in terms of welcoming the greater radiance of your recovery, or the greater sense of stamina or equanimity that comes from recovery. May I be open to what is to come. May I receive. May I welcome the full spectrum of being human in recovery. On the exhale, allow the hips as they drop down, allow them to surrender. So on the exhale, may I again release. Whatever obstacles are there, may I release whatever apprehension is there. And start raising the hips back up so that your hips are going to come up to the same height as the knees. Release holding on to the chair with your hands. And lower back down to your seat. And when you come up to sit, come back to your cross-legged position. And now take notice of what's happening in the upper back, where you might have quite strong sensations back there. Now, while we're set up like this, let's come over to the knees. So you've got a good opportunity here. This bolster is not now needed, so we're going to keep it close because we can use it again for resting at the end of class. But notice that the chair is now padded, and we also have this padding here. We're going to put the elbows on the chair seat like praying. So the palms are going to go together. As the elbows go on the chair seat, we want the forehead to be supported here. It's possible that not everyone's forehead is going to feel supported there. And so in that case, you can place like a folded washcloth or an extra folded blanket to support your head. So it goes like this. You place the forearms like praying, and then touch the forehead down and reach back with the hips so that you can feel this opening through the heart, the sides of the chest, the full length of the spine. And notice here, what is the experience of the breath, right? Just like before, when we were on the stomach and then we change positions a little bit, every time we change a position, the breath has a possibility. And then we're going to inhale, press down into both elbows, raise your chest and your heart, walk the knees in, walk the hands back, and come once more into kneeling. And here we can say on the inhale, may I be at peace. On the exhale, right here in the present moment. And then let's take the blanket that we put on the chair. Go ahead and take that one and fold it in half. And then what you're going to do is roll it. So if you take the blanket on the floor and you roll it like this, it becomes like a little bolster. Now let's see what it does. I've got to move the chair out of the way. Just one moment. All right, peaceful kitty. So we're going to lie back with the bolster under the knees to have some time for Shavasana. You could also use your bolster, the regular bolster under your knees if you'd like to. But as you lie back, you may also have a sandbag close by. I do. And that can go on the top of the thighs. When we lie back like this, And then take the sandbag, which sometimes is actually my cat. In this case, it's actually a sandbag. So place that across the very top of the thighs. Turn the palms to go face up. He's not likely to move. Even though I'm moving about, he's going to be still. He must have done a lot of activities and he needs some rest. Right. So turn the palms face up. Bring your head to center. Close your eyes. If you have your eye wrap or your eye pillow nearby, you can also reach for that. An eye wrap is just a way of covering the eyes and wrapping the ears. So what you're giving yourself is a bit of quiet for the eyes and the ears as well. And we're going to return to our first mantra. May I be safe. May I be grounded. And we're going to add to this mantra one more phrase. May I be healthy. So may I be safe. May I be grounded. May I be healthy. And as you offer yourself these phrases, let the phrases themselves be like a tether to the present moment. And watch your body deeply, deeply relax. May you be safe. May you be grounded. May you be healthy. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be grounded. Allow the phrase to wash over you. May you be safe. May you be grounded. May you be healthy. Observe your body and your mind with love and care. May you be safe. May you be grounded. May you be healthy. Now allowing the mantra a few times more. Really allow it to soak in. May you be safe. May you be grounded. May you be healthy. And now once more, offering to yourself as if you're offering a prayer. You can say to yourself, may I be safe. May I be grounded. May I be healthy. And as you offer that, and reach down and remove the sandbag if you were using one, that's going to go to the side of your mat. If you had covered your eyes and your ears, uncover them gently, aware that the light in your room might be quite a bit brighter than you were anticipating. And then bend one knee at a time. Roll to your side. And make your way back up to sitting. You might even take your rolled blanket as your cushion to sit on. Come into your seat. When you come upright, try to sense what's been renewed in you. What is the quality that you come to in your mind and your body now? And raise your hands to your heart. You could say to yourself, may I be safe? May I be grounded? May I have courage and strength? May I have optimism and willingness? May I be able to release or to let go where needed? May I receive? May I receive empathy, connection, support? Whatever the fill in the blank is for you there, may you receive. May you be at peace. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you. Namaste. I hope you are feeling well and nourished and grounded. I hope Nakula is as well. Thank you for coming to class today, honey. Yeah, he's done like 4 variations on that position while we've been here together. But nice work coming up with variations. We turn off our recording, so if you have questions, I would be able to hear them and they won't be on the recording. Thanks, you guys, for being here.